Ryan, this question's for you. Understanding that you guys shot this pretty quickly, how far into filming did you guys shoot that very intense love scene, and how did you and Jennifer develop a sort of sense of trust or loosen up before that happened?
Oh man, it's never, anything but awkward when you're doing those kind of scenes, even if you prepare yourself, to the fullest. But luckily, I met Jennifer, a couple times beforehand, and we had worked for a week before filming that scene, and it was always in the back of my mind because I was always so nervous. And then I finally had to come to her and say, "Hey, look, I'm really nervous about this. This is the first time getting, naked in front of a bunch of people I don't really know, and you. I got to wear this little sock on my, and." And it's pretty emasculating, but then she pulled me off to the side and told me, it's part of the film industry, we're just telling a story, and we got to tell it to the best, without this scene, without that passionate scene, nothing else sells. So it had to be so much intensity and so much passion that the audience felt it, even if they weren't looking, or even if they didn't want to be a part of it. So we wanted to make it memorable, and we did that, I think.
Okay, I know they're totally different characters, but how was it for you guys to work with Jennifer?
Horrible.
No.
Yeah.
Probably two different perspectives, but I think we can both agree that she's an amazing woman, and that, I had the greatest time, joking around with her and getting to know her as a person, and realizing that the stigma around her that she might be a diva or anything is not true. She's Jennifer, not J-Lo or anything, and I can respect that now, and I have a total new respect for her.
Yeah, same here. I've done some of those romantic comedies like Big Fat Greek Wedding and Serendipity and Raising Hell and things like that, and I always wanted to work with Jennifer. When I saw her the first time, really, I thought she was great, was in that George Clooney movie, Out of Sight, right? And I thought, that was I guess that was probably the late 90s, and I thought, I sure would like to work with her one day. Maybe we'll do a romantic comedy or something like that together. And that never happened, and it was funny. I was at someone's house, and my agent called and said, "Hey, Jennifer Lopez wants you to come to her house tomorrow to talk about this movie, and you don't have a lot to do in it, but I think it's going to be a really good movie." I said, "Send it to me, email." I read it, and I thought, this is a great movie for Jennifer. What a great part to play. And this was before, Ryan was even cast. And I think, well, maybe you were cast. Oh, no, I think it was...
I was the last
were
piece
you last
of the puzzle.
cast? Yeah.
The last piece of the puzzle,
Yeah, because I don't think they had The Boy Next Door yet. And I showed up at her house, and we talked for about 15 minutes, and our director, Rob Cohen, was there, and a couple other people, Elaine, her producing partner. And at the end of the meeting, it's usually, "Thanks for coming, we'll be in touch." But they just said, "What do you think? You want to do it?" And that doesn't really happen.
I wish that would have happened to me.
Yeah, it doesn't happen. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I was flying in from Vancouver on my birthday, spending my birthday in the airport on my last audition, and hoping to God I got the thing. And yeah, I came back, and I heard a rumor that they went with somebody else.
Oh,
so
really?
For 2 weeks, I'm like, crap. All right, you thought you did good, but just keep on moving forward, And 2 weeks later, I think it was a couple weeks before we actually started filming.
Mm-hmm.
I got the call from my manager saying, "You got it." And then Rob called me, and then Elaine called me, and everybody, started. The calls started pouring in, and I started jumping up and down, man, because I was so excited to be a part of this film, and the opportunity to work with such a great cast, a great director, great producers, everybody on this film, from the camera guys to the boom operators to everybody, was an amazing person and an amazing experience to be a part of.
Thank you.
To go between such a short shooting schedule as this, to go and transition into Gem and the Holograms, what has your shooting schedule been like, or the experience on set, and how do you switch between those two characters? Of course, the blue-haired girl asked this question.
Yeah, blue-haired girl, Gem and the... All right, perfect. Yeah.
What was the what's Gem Holograms? What's that?
It's a film I did. It's a remake of this cartoon from the 1980s. It's a live-action remake, and I played the male lead. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I sing in that actually for the very first time.
Oh, that's cool, man.
Yeah, that was nerve-wracking though, man, I was sweating more than the sex scene. Yeah.
Can I just please take my clothes off?
Yeah, let me give me the sock again. But no, it was fun. The hardest transition was I literally hopped from Step Up All In and flew from Vegas at 9 o'clock flight to get on set for Boy Next Door with 2 hours of sleep going straight into filming. That was the hardest transition. Wow. Yeah, I don't even know if you knew that. Yeah. No. So with Gem and the Holograms and Boy Next Door, I had a couple months to kind of prepare and try and talk the director out of casting me because I wasn't a singer. I didn't believe in my singing. But he had faith in me. Thank God he did, because I enjoyed that movie, more than I ever thought I would. And to know now that maybe I could probably sing, I don't know, we'll see, it's awesome.
It's kind of fun. You know, I've been doing this for 25 years, and in a lot of ways, I'm sort of, you know, I'm going towards, you know, I would like to retire by 60, you know, because life's too short, right? And I'm sort of at the end of this thing, and it's so cool to, you know, see him at the very beginning, because, you know, people don't really know him the way I think they're going to know him. I mean, I think Ryan's just going to have a big career, especially, you know, people do know him for those dance movies. He's got, like, this guy's got 200,000 people that follow him on Twitter. That's a lot of people, man. But they only know him really from dance, right? Yeah. And it's called Step Up. And when they, you know, I think Hollywood's going to start knocking, man, because this is, you've never done anything like this before, right? Boy Next Door, have you?
No,
yeah.
I have not.
It's
I've
very
never
cool.
had sex with Jennifer Lopez in front of a camera. Yeah. I paid him to say that, by the way. This guy is one of the best guys I've worked with. No joking. Like, he had us cracking up on set nonstop, even before serious scenes. It was just the lightheartedness he brought to it, and the playful, you know, atmosphere he gave us made it so much easier to work and do what we had to do.
Yeah, we didn't have many scenes together, just a couple. I'd like to do a movie where we had a lot of stuff to do together.
That'd be a different movie if me and you were working together, bro.
Hi, I have a question for Ryan. Noah is a pretty terrifying character, to which I feel like you were very convincing in that sense. And I'm wondering what kind of experiences, if any, did you draw from in order to portray Noah in the way in which you did, and what kind of preparation you took to get into such a dark place for that character?
Yeah, I mean, anybody that knows me knows that I'm nothing like that character. So for me to even pull anything from my own experience it's kind of stretching the limits. But it was more of a collaboration with my trusted and, you know, captain, Rob Cohen. He had a vision of what he wanted the character, and we kind of broke down the character into two different characters. One was Noah Sanborn, the other one was Achilles. Noah Sanborn was the likable guy that everybody fell in love with, and then Achilles was this guy that was going to do anything and everything possible to get his way. And if that, you know, comes up with collateral damage, sorry, you know. And that's the kind of mentality I had to go in with it. So not questioning anything that I was doing, but just living in the moment and then thinking everything I was doing was right and for the right cause. And in the wrong scenario, no matter what you're doing, it can be taken two different ways. And that way, obviously, is the wrong way. And I embellished on that even more so I could scare and thrill people.
There's a scene when you say some really mean things to Kristen Chenoweth.
Oh, man, I feel so bad.
Yeah, they sent it to me. I couldn't make it down here because I live a couple hours north here. So they sent it to me. I had to watch it on an iPad. And I actually rolled that back when you did that, because it sort of blew me away, those harsh words that you said to her. And that moment was just, you know, I saw a different, I didn't know this guy when you did that, so I played it back. It's like, wow, that's intense. It's really good.
Oh, man, those words, they hurt when I said them. Yeah, I apologized to Kristen, like, I don't know how many times after saying that line. Yeah.
It's a good scene, man.
Thank you, guys. All right.
Did you guys see the movie? Yeah. Oh, you did? Okay. I didn't know if they showed it to everybody or not. All right, cool.